Hi, my friends. Welcome to Loli's Creation. This is Loli. Today, I have some gorgeous snowman DIYs for you using mostly Dollar Tree products. Are you ready? I got a special one today, so I hope you enjoy it. Let's get started. For this project, I'll be using this new Snowball light up piece from Dollar Tree from the Christmas section and this snowman ornament as well. I'm going to remove the string from the top section here of the hat of the snowman and the tag at the bottom of the snowball. I was going to pull off that tag, but I had to cut it off because it was really deep in there. Next, I took my small scissors and I'm going to make a small hole here at the bottom of the snowman head. I kind of cut a circle right here in the bottom and trimmed off an edge just so it will be able to sit here a bit more flush onto the snowball. And I needed to do a little bit more, so just kept cutting until that head fit nicely at the top of the snowball. Then I added a generous amount of hot glue and positioned my head right on there. The embellishments on the hat was cute, but I needed to do something a little bit cuter, so I decided to remove these 3 berries here from the top. I'm using my heat gun to just go ahead and soften up that glue on the hat, and so I'm able to pull off those pieces. Next, I took a piece of the fabric here that I have left over from a scarf from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to cut a piece that is big enough and thick enough to go around the neck of our snowman. Before adding it to the neck of the snowman, I folded it so the edge of it will be a little bit thinner, and then here I'm just crisscrossing it there, adding a little bit of hot glue right here where the scarf is going to sit. I held it there in place, wrapped the other piece over, add a little bit of hot glue there too, put it on there so the scarf will be towards the front. And then I took my scissors and trimmed the edges that were a little bit too long and did slits on the edges as well, so it looks like a nice cozy scarf. Now it's time to re-embellish our hat. I'm going to use some of this scatter that I have left over from a package that I got some years back at Dollar Tree, and then some random pieces that I have left over from other picks as well. I took some of this greenery here. I'm going to cut it into different pieces and put it on the top section of the hat. I'm adding the smallest amount of hot glue to the tip and adding the other one right here on the side. Then I'm going to combine some pine cones and other little scatter pieces within this set here at Dollar Tree and add it right in between that greenery to embellish it even further. I haven't found this scatter set in Dollar Tree for a long time, but I'm sure you can find different ones at Hobby Lobby or Michael's that you're able to do this piece with. I added a pine cone right here, let that dry, then I added a second one on the opposite side, adding some hot glue to the back of it, positioning it right here on the other side of it, and I think this was the perfect touch. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about this project. I absolutely love it. For this project, we're going to use this ornament. Actually, this is from the plus section. I got it last year on clearance at $2.50 at Dollar Tree. I'm going to go ahead and remove the pine cones that it comes with and the sticker that it comes with from the front of it. I used some heat to do that. The pine cones left a bit of residue there, so I'm going to take my spatula and try to scrape that off. I'm going to warm it up with some heat from my heat gun so I'm able to cut through it. It took a bit of elbow grease, but I got it done. Next, I took some of this greenery that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to take pieces of it and put it in different sections here. I did like the greenery that already came with this, but I wanted to elevate the style of this. So I'm cutting this piece off. Dollar Tree has gotten a lot smarter with their picks, and they're now gluing them on after they're into the pieces there. So I had to cut that top piece there in order to loosen up the rest. And we're going to just position it in different areas here. First, I'm just dry positioning them then to see exactly how I want them. Once I was happy with it, I'm going to cut the piece that will hold the piece onto the pick and glue this with some hot glue. I added a piece in the front of the other two that already came with the piece here with the snowman. And then I'm going to take the two smaller ones. So I'm going to take two smaller pieces and put them further in, covering more of the front of that dial area or the front of the snowman than it was before. But at the same time, I'm leaving enough space so you're able to see the needle that tells you how many days are left. Once both of the pieces were glued on here in front of the other ones that already came with the snowman, I decided to get two more pieces and put them in front of those. I wanted that to be denser right here. So I cut that piece and glued it to the front of the other one as well, tucking that piece behind the snowman right there. And what I did to this side, I did to the other as well. I'm sorry, with this angle, you cannot see exactly what I'm doing right here, but what I did is I just added some greenery towards the back as well, just filling in the sides of the snowman a bit more, just so this looks a bit more high-end. So here, the secret is just to add as much variety of greenery as possible and make it as full as possible so it looks more luxurious. Again, I'm just positioning everything here, making sure that I like exactly how it looks. Once I'm happy with it, that's when I added the hot glue. The front here looked a little bit scarce comparing to the other one, so I'm adding some more greenery right here to the front, being careful to just add very little hot glue so I have no big clumps of hot glue right here. I love a nice clean look. Next, I took pine cones from this kind of set that I got from Dollar Tree, and we're going to glue them right here at the end of the greenery. I just had to find two that were about the same size. Here I felt like I need a little bit more greenery. The bottom section here, like underneath of the greenery that you see there, felt a bit scarce in comparison with the other side. So I'm cutting a piece of this same greenery and I'm putting it like right here, but it's gonna kind of like cover up that missing section right here. You see how it fills in that bald spot? That's what I was going for. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that there. We're gonna just add the pine cone right there up above it, and it's more even, especially on the front of the snowman. So that now the pine cones are centered and not off-centered, and the greenery is nice and full and symmetrical. I glued down the second pine cone right here to the front, and this is coming out so nicely. You'll see here in a second. Look how cute that's looking. That is much better from where it started, right? I think so. Look how cute that is. All right, so now we are going to embellish the top section of our snowman. I took some of the same greenery and we're going to glue some right here in the brim of the hat, right there in the corner, holding it in place until that glue dries. Then I took a pine cone and I'm going to glue it on the side, pretty much on top of that base of the greenery, on top of the plastic piece that we glued down to cover that up. And that is it. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this project? Isn't it cuter this way? For this project, I'll be using the larger cutting board from Dollar Tree. I'm going to take some masking tape and tape off a slant right here. First, I put one tape thinking, you know what, there's going to be enough space. I just wanted to have that section to be bare wood. And then I painted the bottom of it where it was only white chalk paint. But before I did that, I decided, you know what, this piece, I'm going to be adding it to it. And it's a lot wider, so I decided to tape off a section so I have extra space to add glue. And then the top section I went to paint with my full cut rich chalk paint. Now we're going to take this piece right here and position it where it's intended to go. And I'm just going to add this as the brill of a hat. If you have not been able to tell yet, I am making a snowman. I'm going to just go ahead and trim or actually mark the section that I want to cut off. Then I took my ruler and I'm going to use, I'm marking it up right here, making sure that I can see those lines. Then I took my ruler and this rotary tool. I just wanted to mark and give a little indentation to the wood so I can come in with my X-Acto knife and have a little bit more precision and just score this a few times on the front section here and the back as well, So I'm able to just go ahead and move this back and forth and snap this piece. Then I took my sip sander and I just sanded off all 4 edges and painted the piece with some full cut rich black chalk paint. I left a portion of it and painted on the back, so I'm able to glue this directly onto this. I'm going to take a combination of some Tide Bond Quick and Thick and some hot glue to adhere the brim of the hat to my cotton board. Friends, I'm thinking about posting a sneak peek on Wednesday of what I'm working on for the week. It will be a one DIY video. Let me know in the comment section if that's something that you will be interested in seeing each week. I truly appreciate your feedback. Thank you so much. All right, then we took over here paint pen and I'm painting little ovals right here for the eyes of my snowman. I started small and I'm going to just go ahead and shape this the way that I like it slowly and then fill in those ovals. Then I added some eyebrows to it, just 2 slants right here over the eyes. And I smile. When I do a little crooked smile, here was looking a little bit sad. So you know what, don't worry about it. Let's add some eyelashes right here. Then we're gonna turn it into a smile. Look at that. No, it looks like a scary, oh my God, what's gonna happen kind of smile, but we're gonna fix that, don't worry. Then I took this Arteza paint pen and we're gonna do a carrot nose. It was a little bit too small, so we're gonna make it a bit bigger and then fill in all that carrot section with this color. All right, so then we're going to take this pink Arteza paint pen and I'm going to create a little tongue here. You see how it's bringing a little bit of color and it's slowly making him a bit happier? He was looking fat. Fat? No, he was looking sad. But he ended up looking pretty happy at the end. So just stick with me, okay? For the eyes, I'm using this white apple barrel paint pen that I got from Walmart. We're going to create small little oval right here and a little line for a bit of, I don't know, brillo? What do you call it in English? Sparkle in his eyes. Here, I decided, you know what, let's give him a little indentation here on this smile, so it's a little bit more pronounced. And then I said, you know what, let's make these lines a bit thicker so it looks like he's smiling bigger than he is. So I just went over and added another line in the top section of the previous line and another line on the bottom as well to give it a little bit thicker lips. Look how cute he's looking. For the cheeks, we're going to use some ballet slipper. And I'm just going to put my finger in there because this turned out pretty thick in there. So I'm just going to rub it on there in a circular motion right here. First, I started dabbing. I was scared that I was going to add too much paint to it, but I didn't. So we're going to go ahead and be confident here and just rub it on, kind of like you putting blush on him. And look how cute he's looking already. Oh my goodness. He's so happy and fun. Then I'm going to take some of this greenery that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to take three pieces of these. I'm going to put them right next to each other, as you see there, one standing, two on the sides. And I ended up cutting off the section where that would have been united with the pick, just so it will be nice and flush onto the surface. Then we're going to reposition them and glue them on with some hot glue. I love the sparkle that these pieces had and the fact that it already had some white, which goes with the whole snowman theme, don't you think? All right, so here we're going to add some in the middle, position that third piece right there. Then I'm taking some pine cones that I have left over from Dollar Tree years ago. I wish they brought them back. I'm almost out. And some berries from Dollar Tree as well. We are going to use these to have like a little gold tint to them. For the berries, I decided to take them off of the pick. I cut them into individual ones. And I'm going to remove the section where the wire is, add some hot glue where I want to put them down, and position them in place. I kind of did like three, like one in each corner of where each one of the greenery unites. And then I'm going to take pine cones and I'm going to put them around those sections as well. I added one right here, one on the other side, opposite to it, and one towards the top as well. At this point, I thought that the middle looked a little bit bare, so I decided to take another pine cone and add it right there as well. I added a small amount of hot glue on that one to make sure that I didn't add any of that glue to my berries and position it right in the middle of them. And look how cute that's looking. Oh my goodness. Now we are going to make a hanger for this. I'm going to take 3 of these eyelid screw thingamajiggers from Walmart. No, I got these from Amazon. And I'm going to position them here on the top section of my cutting board. I will say here, instead of doing it this way, pre-drill a hole and then screw them on. It will be easier. Then I'm taking some of this buffalo check ribbon that I got from Dollar Tree and tying it onto that section there. And that is it for this one. Let me know what you think. I love it. For this project, I used some of these small frames from Dollar Tree and some of these small gift bags as well. I'm going to use the gift bag there. That's the first one. I thought it was so beautiful. Look at how that shimmers. We're going to go ahead and cut off the front section of the bag, trying to keep our cut as straight as possible. Then I took one of these wooden frames from Dollar Tree. I think it's a pack of 4 of them in there. And I'm going to take my Waverly Antique Wax and stain it with it. And I just use a clean and wipe to smooth it out. And I love the shade that I got with this. So I did the whole section. Now that it's dry, we're going to position this on top of our snowman. And once I'm happy with it, I'm going to add some of this wood glue to the back of my frame and then position the frame in the same area that I had it before. And I made sure to not add too much of the glue so it wouldn't seep towards the front and damage my image. Once I was happy with the placement, I just went back and cut off all of the excess bag from the back. I used these small scissors that I got from Dollar Tree because it was the easiest, so I can get into all the nooks and crannies here to make sure that I don't see any of the paper on the bevel edges. Next, I came in with this puffy paint that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm going to add it on the top and the bottom of the frame. I just want to create an effect of snow falling on the windowsill. My friend, if you're enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to hit that like button. And while you're there, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so YouTube notifies you each time that I upload a new video. All these things are free and they mean the world to me. And go ahead and hit that hype button as well. That hype button as well. So you help me glow. I can't speak today, but I can speak any day, right? Anyway, hit that hype button so that way my video is pushed out to more people and you give me a better chance to hit 20,000 subscribers before the new year. Please help me reach this goal. Thank you so much. All right, so what I did here to the top, I'm going to do to the bottom, but I'm starting from where the bottom of the frame is here, so it looks like it's just dripping down from the windowsill. And here it is all dry. Let me know what you think, but I'm not done yet. We're going to come in with these stickers that we got from Dollar Tree. I wasn't sure which one I was going to use. I decided on the candy canes. So we're going to put them right there, one on the top corner right here to the right, and one to the bottom corner to the left. I wanted to put them in opposite sides, but the sticker is only on one side, so I couldn't do that. But this turned out so cute. Now we are going to put a hanger. To do that, I'm using this ribbon that I got from Walmart on clearance. It was $2.98 last year, but I got it 90% off, so I paid like 29 cents for it. And I'm just going to do a piece that is big enough to create that loop and then glue it right here in the back. We will be gluing the good side down, then creating a loop going towards the front, and then glue again the good side down, creating this great little hook. And you see how the candy cane and this match? I love that. And that is it for this one. Look how cute it looks. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this one. Look at that beautiful glistening look. For this project, I'll be using this wood round that I got from Hobby Lobby, this glass from Dollar Tree, and this snowman head from Dollar Tree. This is one of the older ones. The newer ones are a little bit smaller, so just so you know. Anyway, you're going to go ahead and put this together. First, we're going to start by adding one of these little snowmen from Dollar Tree as well. It's just an ornament. We're going to remove the top portion as you see there and glue this little guy right here at the center of our wood round. Next, I took this fishbowl glassware from Dollar Tree. This is still $1.25, the smaller one. The bigger one is $1.75. Why? I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to take my heat gun and I'm going to just heat up that tag and remove it. And we're going to put it right above that snowman. Now we're going to take our head, but it was a bit wrinkly, so I took my heat gun and I just was very careful not to melt any of the greenery, just going towards the fabric. And this just relaxes the fabric so it's able to be unwrinkled. Here I'm judging to see if I'm going to use this one or this one. These are both from Dollar Tree. This one is from this year. This is from previous years. You can see the difference in the size right here. This is bigger. This is smaller. So I don't know why Dollar Tree. Why? Their prices are higher and the ornaments are smaller. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and add some hot glue to the top section of the glass here and position the head right on there. I took a piece of some of this ribbon from Dollar Tree and I'm going to position it there with the head and the glass bowl unite to create a beautiful scarf. I'm just going to wrap it around so it is nice and straight and it covers the neck portion. And then when I know exactly where I want it to hit, I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue onto the glass to the section where I want this to flow. I want it to look like it's flowing naturally in the wind. So I'm trying to achieve that look. And then I'm going to bring over the other piece, add hot glue as well over the fabric section or the ribbon section, I should say, and then position my piece there. I will say if you do this, try to do the ribbon a little bit shorter or angle it more towards the side because the ribbon here was covering a small section of the snowman inside. And then I dovetail the ends of both ribbon ends, and what I did is I just folded in horizontally as you see there, held it in place, and then cut it in an angle upward or downward in this case, and this reveals this beautiful edge. Next, I took some of this pine picks from Dollar Tree. I'm going to cut off that top section here that has the 3 pieces, and I'm going to add a bit of hot glue right here where the 2 ribbons unite and position this right in there. My friend, if you enjoyed this video so far, please don't forget to hit that like button and let me know in the comment section where you're watching from. I love to know how far my videos are reaching. And share, because sharing is caring and it means the world to me. Thank you so much. All right, next I took some of these pine cones from Dollar Tree. I'm just going to go ahead and remove them off of the little hanger that they had, add some hot glue in the back of them, and glue it right there in the middle of the pine piece. And just like that, this piece is done. Let me know. Oh, actually, no, it's not done. I got a surprise for you. I decided to add some fairy lights to the inside of them. So these I got from Temu. I got a box of them of 20, guys, as one of those free gifts. And when you purchase something else, it was so cool. It is so much cheaper also there than Dollar Tree. I think it was originally $8 for a pack of 20, which look how long this is. Anyway, I unraveled it all, which took me forever. I'm not going to put you through the painful process. Then, starting from the very top, I started wrapping it around my hand just so I can put it in a circle shape. So it'll be easier for this to fit the size of the fishbowl. So the lights will be kind of, how can I say it? They will be like evenly spaced out and they will not fall to the bottom or be clumped in one place. Then once I did this, I'm going to just make sure that it will go through on top of the little snowman. It was a bit too tight, so I went in and I just unraveled it and tightened it and loosened them up a bit, wrinkled them around, then position them inside of the fishbowl or on top of the snowman, I should say, and reposition my fishbowl back into place. And this turned out so beautiful. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about this piece. For this one, I'll be using this wood blank from Dollar Tree. I'm going to remove that hanger off of it. And I'm going to use this gift bag from Dollar Tree as well. First, I'm going to measure exactly how much of the picture will this wood frame take. So I'm lining it up, making sure that everything lines up well. And once I am happy with it, I'm just going to take a pen and trace the area that we'll be using for this project. And I just cut all along that line. Now it's time to attach this to our blank. To do that, I'm using some of this glue stick. I got this from Ollie's in a pack of 5. And I'm just going to start here from the beginning, or from the bottom, I should say, making sure that my paper will be lined up nicely before I go and glue any other section. We want to make sure that we start here with a good foundation of having everything squared away and that everything matches perfectly. And I just kept gluing further and further up until I got all the way to the end. I am using the glue stick because it has the least of chances that our paper will wrinkle. Once that was nicely adhered, we are going to embellish this further. But first, I'm going to go ahead and clean up all the edges. And to do that, I'm just sanding downwards on all of the edges to remove any excess paper that I have. And I did this on all 4 sides. But on the last one here, the paper was too thick, so I had to come over with my X-Acto knife and trim off that section. This is the top section of that gift bag that was double papered. Now we are going to embellish. First, though, I'm going to go ahead and identify exactly where my holes are, so I'm able to create a hanger and attach it to this. So I'm using my Cricut Wader to do that. I'm just pressing a little hole towards the front, and then I'm pressing on the front into the hole so it will be nice and seamless, and the paper will go inside of the hole. Then I took some of these beads that I got from Dollar Tree. I am threading it to one of the same handles that came from this gift bag. And it was a little bit difficult because that plastic piece was a bit thick, but we got it done. I'm just going to do a sequence of 1 red, 1 white, and 1 green. And I'm going to continue to do this until I'm happy with the amount of beads on this piece. I believe I did about 12 beads. Actually 16 as I count right here. Now we are going to go ahead and reposition this into the holes. It was a snug fit because that paper made the hole even smaller. So I had to take my Cricut Weeder and go in there and just wiggle it around to make that hole bigger. And I had to end up using my needle nose pliers to push that in. But once I got it in there, it was quite easy to do. Here I'm trying to push it with that. It did not quite work out. So I came in with my needle nose pliers, pulled that right in, and there we go. We did the same thing with the other side. And ta-da! Look how cute this is looking. But I'm not done yet. I'm going to take some of this pine picks from Dollar Tree. And here I have 3 packs of them, but I ended up using 1.5. I'm going to trim the bottom section exactly where the pine begins right there, and we're going to toss the rest. And we're creating a beautiful frame of this all around this image. Then I began gluing one by one using some hot glue. I just made sure to keep everything in the same position in which I had it previously. And I'm also making sure to have the finished part of each one of the picks facing up so it will cover those edges that are not as cute. And I did that until I went all the way around the entire image. Right here, I am making sure that the pine ends are facing towards the outside of the frame. I did that with both because I have plans for the middle. But I'm not done yet. I thought that these berries will look beautiful all along with the pine pieces. So I just cut the stems off of them, added a little bit of hot glue in the area where the wire was, and positioned them all around the pine pieces. I'm trying to add them mostly where you see where the 2 different pines come out from the middle, where there's like a chicken foot, let's call them chicken foot section. I added a bead right there to space them out nicely, and I did that all the way around. Then I added a bow right here at the top in the middle, and that is it for this one. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this project? I absolutely love it.
For this one, I'll be using this wood round that I got from Hobby Lobby, this glass that I got from Dollar Tree, and this ornament from Dollar Tree as well. The first thing that I did was cut off that hanger from the top of the hat, being very careful not to cut the hat itself. It left a little bit of an area there, but that is okay. We can always add a little bit of paint to that to fix it up. Now we are going to take the glass and position it on top of the wood round. But first I wanted to remove this tag because we do not need that there for this project. I just added some heat to it to soften up that glue and then peeled it right off. Then we position the glass right on top of the wood round. Now it's time to add our snowman head on top of it. Just making sure that I like exactly what's going to fit. And then we're going to add some hot glue to that section and position the head right above it and hold it there until that glue sets. I really wanted those snowflakes to pop, so I took one of these candles from Dollar Tree and we are going to add it underneath of the glass. And look how it makes those snowflakes pop. And to dress him up just a little bit cuter, I took this ribbon from Dollar Tree and we're going to put it on the neck right here because it matches perfectly with his hat. I just cut a section that was big enough to go around, and we are going to go ahead and glue it to that next section. Friend, if you enjoyed this video so far, don't forget to hit that like button, and while you're there, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so YouTube notifies you each time that I upload a new video. All these things are free and they mean the world to me. Thank you so much. All right, and then I dovetail the ends. It just means that I cut in an angle after folding the ribbon long ways as you see there to reveal those beautiful edges. And I just embellish it right there using some of this pine cones from Dollar Tree and also some of this greenery from Dollar Tree. And that is it. Let me know what you think about this project. I used one of these glass jars from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to take a black furniture marker from Dollar Tree as well and paint two little ovals to paint little eyes onto it. Then I'm going to go ahead and give it a smile, a little crooked smile here and some eyebrows. Then using this orange Artisa paint pen, we're going to color in the little crooked nose. My friends, I want to take a quick moment to say thank you for clicking on my video, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy it. Then I added some white paint to the back of a paintbrush and dipped it in, and there it goes with my little eyes. Now here, the nose was a little bit more pink looking than orange, so I'm coming in with a different shade of orange and coloring right in. And now we're using this little hot pink color also from the Artisa paint pens, and I'm just giving them some rosy cheeks. And he is looking beautiful so far. Now we're going to use one of these cork fairy lights that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to replace that cork that the bottle has already for this one. Then I took one of these hat ornaments that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm going to cut off that twine that it comes with on the top. Then I burn off the fuzzies off of it, but this, guys, is very flammable. I will not suggest doing this. It caught on fire quick, and I tried it twice because for some reason I thought it was just, I don't know, a fluke. But no, it's the material. So just use your scissors and trim off any edges that you need to. Then using a marker from Dollar Tree, I'm just marking a hole that will be wide enough to accommodate the top of my bottle, and then I'm using my X-Acto knife to cut a hole through it. So first I cut a hole through the fabric and that cardboard that it comes as well, and then slowly I scooped out the foam in the middle. Messy process, but cleaning up and moving on. Now we're gonna take some of this apple bottle white paint. I wanted this to be a little whiter, so I'm going to take a fluffy brush and some of that paint, and I'm just putting it all along the perimeter of the face, and I'm going to do that on the back as well. And once it all dried, I'm going to put my hat right on top of it, as you see right there. And look how cute that turned out. Let me know what you think. For our next inspiration today, I'm going to use 2 of these glass balls from Dollar Tree. I removed the stickers using some heat, and I removed the excess of glue using some nail polish remover. Then I took some of the puzzle saver from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to add some to each one of the balls. And then I'm using a brush to spread it around to, let's say, about 3 of the sides of the ball, leaving like a circle in the middle untouched. And I repeated the same process with both of the balls. And then I'm going to add some of this faux snow from Dollar Tree and swirl it around so it will get attached to all of the sections that have the puzzle saver. And this is what it's looking like so far. Quick intermission to see these two. And we're back. I'm going to take some of these miniature village little penguins, not penguins, what do you call them? Snowmen and little Christmas trees from Dollar Tree. And I'm adding them to the bowl as you see right there. I added 3 Christmas tree off camera. And now here I'm taking one of these little barrel brush trees that I want to add to the second one. But it's a little bit too long. So I'm going to remove it from the vase there and cut off some of that wire and reposition my vase just to give this a little bit more room to go into that bowl. I added in a friendly little sign that says welcome and a tiny little snowman as well. Then I took one of these snowman heads from Dollar Tree and I'm going to poke a hole using my glue gun as you see right there. I am accommodating for the little tip of the bottle brush tree to help it stay up as well. This is what it's looking like so far, but it's looking a little cold, so we're going to make it a cute scarf to go with this. I used one of these scarves from Dollar Tree, and I chose this color because I thought it coordinated perfectly with his hat. So here I'm just folding it as you see there into 3, and I'm going to go ahead and put it over the neck as you see there. This is going to serve as a little embellishment as a scarf for it and also help the head stay nice and stable. So I'm just, finding the best way to put it on here so it has a nice contact with the bowl and with the head because I'm going to glue this on. And at the same time, I didn't want it to cover the smile, neither the embellishments that we put in each one of the bowls. So I'm just adding here some hot glue to help it stay in place. And I did that until it was completely attached. My friends, if you're still with me this far into the video, thank you so much for being with me. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to spend with me today. And if you have not subscribed yet, I hope that you do. And that you'll go ahead and join the Lolly D's Creation YouTube family. And hit the notification bell so YouTube notifies you each time that I upload a new video. All these things are free and they mean the world to me. And right here, to make it look even more beautiful, I'm just doing the slits on the scarf as you see there on both of the tails, just to give this a little bit more interest. And that is it for this one. Let me know what you think. For the next inspiration, I'm going to use one of these signs from Dollar Tree. And the first thing that I'm going to do is paint it completely white with my acrylic apple barrel paint. Then once that dried, I'm coming in with some of this Mod Podge and I'm going to just add it to the inner portion as you see there. And then I'm going to take one of these napkins that I got from Dollar Tree and removing one of the sides where the picture is. I'm using some water and a brush to help me separate it and have some jagged edges. I remove that extra ply from the back, and then I'm using the same white wet paintbrush to jagged all the edges all around to give me a not so cookie cutter edge. While the Mod Podge was still a little bit damp, I'm placing my napkin down and I'm slowly
patting it down and rubbing it, trying to remove any kind of air bubbles from it and trying to lay it down as best as I could. Then I took my brush that still had some Mod Podge and laid the edges. And now here I'm taking a piece of parchment paper and my heat press, as you see there, just to remove all the extra bubbles. Then I'm coming in with this wet brush one more time, and I am passing it over the indentations of the wood sign there to give this the shiplap look, so it looks more natural. Then I'm coming in with some more of that apple barrel paint, and I'm painting the edges just so this looks more seamless and has a more finished look. And that is it. You will see it again in the final review. All right, let's head on over to the next inspiration. For this one, I'm going to use these little candy jars from Dollar Tree. They come in a pack of 2 from the catering section. And I'm going to go ahead and take some of that puzzle saver from Dollar Tree and add it to both of them, just swirling the liquid around and just having it go into 3 of the sides only, as I did with one of the previous DIY. And I repeated the same process with both of these pieces. Now I'm coming in with the snow from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to add it to my bases, as you see there, just swirling around, making sure that I have nice coverage on the sides that I added that puzzle saver at. And I repeated the same thing with the other jar as well. I repositioned my caps once it was dry, and now we're going to be adding a little face to this. So I used this permanent marker from Jot. I'm just doing 2 ovals for the eyes, and I'm giving it a cute little smile there. It looked like a tongue, so then I'm trying to make it a little bit bigger. I didn't like it, so I'm like, let me just move on to the nose for now and come back to it. So using my Arteza paint pen in the color orange, I painted in my nose. Now I'm coming in with some of this black chalk paint from Dollar Tree, and I'm just filling in my mouth and my eyes. And here I made my smile look like a dolphin. So I didn't like it. So I'm just saying, you know what, let me let it dry and then move on. So I added them together, as you see there, with some hot glue, stacking them on top of each other. Then I'm using some of this yarn that I got from a mop head at Dollar Tree. And I just folded it in 4, as you see there, to create a cute little scarf for this guy and remove that huge long neck that it had on there without it. And I'm gluing it down using some hot glue. My friends, if you're still with me this far into the video, leave me a snowman emoji. All right, so we missed a little something here. So the nose was kind of translucent, so I came back in with an orange Arteza paint pen, and I'm just giving it another pass, as you see right here. Now we are going to give it a cuter mouth. So we're going to go a little bit smaller, or a lot smaller actually. And I like this so much, and it was more proportional to their face. Then I added a little give and bowl right there, and so cute, right? But we are not done yet. We need to give this beautiful snowman some rosy cheeks, because you know, you're out in the cold, you get all rosy, right? So I did that using my Arteza paint pen and dabbing, as you saw right there. For a little hat, I'm going to use this little scarecrow hat, but it's too small for it. So I'm going to add some of that mop head material to it. I'm just adding it to the top, as you see right there. I'm just going to go in circles around that middle piece a few times until the top is covered. And then I'm going to move all the way down that cylinder, up and down, until it's fully covered as well. Once I get all the way to the top, I'm coming right back down with the same string, just to make this a little bit thicker. I wanted this hat to be nice and substantial. So I did that, and let's just give it a little bit more girth. And I'm doing that on here on the edges, making sure to glue all along so it doesn't come apart as easy. And then I'm going to do the same thing as I'm going in that flat portion. Apparently here I cut it. I don't know why, but I did. So then here I'm just going to add that piece of cardboard, as you saw there, but it was too small. So I took this lid from my trash bag box, and I just made a circle as best as I could using that. And I'm going to glue it to the bottom of that hat right there with just some hot glue. Then I started a new row, being very close to the original piece of fabric that I had on the top. I'm just wrapping it around just to complete this hat. I'm going to make sure that I go all the way around until I cover completely that cardboard, and I'm going to do the same thing at least about halfway through the middle of the back as well. Here, as you see, I'm being very careful to add it onto the edges to cover that cardboard. And here, as I was mentioning, I'm going to the bottom portion, doing like halfway through. Here, I'm just going to tack it down. And I wanted that space to be there, so this will sit nicely on the top of the little jar. And I'm going to have some nice contact between the plastic and the cardboard to have this be nicely secured. And it fit like a glove. Look how cute this guy is. But wait, I'm not done yet. You know already. We are going to remove here for a second because we need to give this a little bit of, sparkle. So I'm going to use one of these. Actually, I used 2 Tealight candles. Only one of these packages worked, but that's okay. I'm going to use this one for the top. And then I got from my stash another Tealight candle that worked. And we're going to add it to that bottom jar in the lid right there. And just place it in the lid and repositioned it, as you see right there. And look how cute this guy is. Oh, but wait, I'm not done still. Yeah, I'm going to create some little buttons on the little chest area. So just use a little dowel rod dipped in some black chalk paint, and I did 4 little dips along, the middle, as you see right there. And that was the beautiful last little touch that this little guy needed. We are done. Let me know what you think. For our next inspiration today, we are going to use some of these medicine bottles that I got from Dollar Tree. I started with 2 of them, and I'm going to paint them black. I ended up doing 3 at the end. I'm going to paint all of them as you see there, and I'm going to give them a coat of Mod Podge to avoid them scratching off. I let them dry, and then we're going to go ahead and do something else with it. All right, so here you see how I have an extra one. My son said I need to make it a family. And also, you know what, things look best in trios. So here I'm just taking some of my white apple barrel paint and giving only the base a coat of it, making sure that I have a nice coverage. And here is how it turned out so far. Once they're all dry, I'm going to come in with my Arteza paint pens, and I'm drawing on the little face for my little snowman. If you haven't figured out yet, this is tiny little snowmen that I'm making with these. And I'm going to also create a little smile. This is going to be the Papa Snowman. Then here, I'm just making my little squiggly lines for my nose and filling it in using the same Arteza orange paint pen that I used for the previous DIYs. I'm going to be repeating the same process with all 3 of them, but the middle one is going to be a little bit different. So here, I'm going to be creating the mom. So this is going to be a girl snowman. So we're going to go ahead and put the generic eyes, little smile. This one's going to have like a little bit of a mouth, a little bit open. We are filling in the circles as you see there. And this one is going to get some eyelashes because girls need their eyelashes. And here I'm just adding a little carrot nose and 2 right there. Now this is the little sun. Little eyes as you see right there as the previous ones. This one is not going to get any eyelashes because it's a cute little boy. And I think they each had a different smile. I think the baby had a different smile than dad. And then mom, of course, she's always talking like all moms do. We always talking to somebody or, trying to lay down the law. But anyway, here we just repositioning the caps because these are their hats. And now we are going to come in with the white, just to give this a little bit of brillo, or what do you call it? Like a little shine to the eyes and have them look more lifelike. Now here I'm using some ribbon to give them scarves. I use this thin ribbon from Michael's for the little boy. And we are going to use ribbon for all of them, but it's going to be the thin ribbon for the smaller ones. And we're going to use different ribbons for the other ones. Once I glue the ribbon, as you see right there, I created a little bow using the same ribbon, and I'm going to add it right there at the front. And we are going to do the same thing with Papa Snowman. For Mama Snowman, we use that red ribbon, as you see right there, where we're going to give her a scarf instead of a bow. So I just folded the ribbon, as you see there, long ways, and I'm going to fold it in half, as you see right there.
And we are going to stick it to the side so it just looks like a scarf that she's wearing. And we're going to pin it sideways like that. Here I'm just burning off the edges to make sure that it doesn't unravel and it stays nice and neat. My friends, if you have not done so yet, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up for this video, and I hope you will consider subscribing. And if you do, make sure that you hit the notification bell so YouTube notifies you each time that I upload a new video. All these things are free and they mean the world to me. So here I decided to use a little bit of greenery. So I'm taking some of these sticks that I got from Dollar Tree, cutting small pieces of greenery off of it, and I'm going to add it to each of the little scarves of each one of these little snowmen and snowwomen. And I'm also going to I did the same thing with all three of them. They all got a little embellishment, and I did some berries as well. I'm using these berries from Dollar Tree and just cutting the individual berries off of the garland and adding them onto the greenery just to give this a pop of color as well. And I did the same thing with all three of these little guys. Then I took some of this pink color from Apple Barrel and gave them some rosy cheeks. And that is it for this one. Look how cute they turned out. Let me know what you think. For our inspiration right here, I'm going to use one of these wood rounds that I got from a pack at Dollar Tree. I'm going to paint the section in the middle with my white acrylic paint. Then I'm going to take one of these little battery operated tea lights from Dollar Tree. I'm going to paint it with 2 coats of the same white paint. And then we are going to take some of this spackle and cover at the hole. And then I just painted the section once it dried, so it will be nice and neat. Then we add in the little block in the back just to give this stability, and then I paint that as well to have it blend in with the root round as well. Now we are going to take one of my paint pens from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to create little eyes as you see right there. Then I create a cute little smile, and then our little eyelashes on this as well. I'm creating a little snowman if you haven't noticed that yet. So here I'm going to just add that light to my round as you see right there, and look how cute this is turning out so far. Then I took some of this red ribbon from, I believe I got this from Michael's in a grab bag, and I'm going to create a scarf using that ribbon. It was a bit thick, so I'm going to fold it. I'm going to fold it a little bit into the middle just to bring it in. Like I used the black line that's on the middle of the ribbon as you see there as my guide, and I just brought both sides down to make this a little bit sturdier and also to have more of a scale that matches the little snowman we create in here, or snow woman in this case. Once that dry, we are going to go ahead and trim off the excess. I'm going to burn off the excess as well so it doesn't unravel, and we're going to add it to the neck of the snowman as you see right there. I do want to keep these a little bit long but not too much, so once I glue them down with a little bit of hot glue, I'm going to trim it down to my desired length. I'm not sure if you can see it here clearly, but I just folded the ribbon as you see there so they will both go in the same direction, and it was a little bit long, but we're gonna fix that in a moment. Now I'm going to take this paint pen from Dollar Tree, and I'm just painting in some little buttons there. Then I added a piece of greenery to it, and look how cute it's turning out so far. But I'm not done. Trimming off the scarf, and we're going to create a little hat for this little guy. So I'm going to use a piece of ribbon folded as you see there, cut it, and we're going to glue it in the middle. This is going to become the top section of our hat, and then I'm going to take a smaller piece and make it longer, and we are going to just stick that on, and we're going to make that the brim of the hat as you see right there. Now we're going to attach our little hat to the top of the little tea light candle as you see right there, and look how cute this turned out. I love this little piece. Wait until I turn on the nose. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this sold in the last craft show I did. And here we are with the final reveal.
friend, today I am partnering with Clary from Clary's Creations, Part 2. Make sure that you head on over to her channel and show her some love. She is such a talented creator. She loves crafting and it truly shows through her creations. So click on the description box below. You will see a link to her channel and a link to her video for today. Make sure to like, subscribe, and let her know Loli sent you. Thank you so much. My friend, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be blessed, be a blessing, and craft responsibly. And if you enjoyed today's content, here is some more videos you are sure to enjoy. Thank you again so much for watching. You're amazing. Bye.